Good morning, beloveds. Uh, I'm awake, I think. It's cloudy out there, and so it took a minute to get going, but it was a good run. It was a good run. I am progressing nicely coming back from my knee injury, so I'm happy about that. And Foster has something to say. I'm not sure where he is. I just heard him. Okay. This is... Foster, I think you've gotten to see him maybe once. He is a black cat, but what we think he is a Havana Brown, and I've told you this before. And a Havana Brown is a cross between a Bombay, which is a long-haired cat, but they have this dark sable, really chocolatey brown fur, and a Siamese. And Siamese are talkers. If you know anything about cats, of all of the cats, Siamese tend to talk a lot. And so I have this cat with this beautiful, if you see him in the sunlight, he's chocolate brown, and if you see him in regular light, he's black, with bright green eyes and short little ears, and this strong Siamese body, which when he doesn't want to be held, that's a problem because he's strong. And he talks. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he has something to say, he has something to say. So, it makes life interesting because they all have their own personalities and their own voices, and they talk about, and all you can do is answer them and hope that you're having a good conversation, because you don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes you do. If you can see what they're looking at. All right. I end up talking about my cats way more just because they joined in on the live stream. But it is January 19th. Our title is He Restoreth My Soul. And this is a very popular psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. He restoreth my soul. And that is Psalm 23, line 1 and 3. As we take this thought for our meditation today, the Lord is my shepherd, he restoreth my soul. Let us feel that we are one with the divine presence and enter into conscious communion with it. This is spiritual meditation and affirmative prayer. It is through spiritual meditation that we reach out or in to that divine presence, which has its dwelling place in the sanctuary of our own hearts and is also everywhere. The Lord is my shepherd, he restoreth my soul. Believing that God is everywhere and knowing that the divine life can and does restore my soul, I now affirm and deeply accept divine guidance. I believe that I am sustained by an infinite power, guided by an infinite intelligence, and guarded by an infinite love. I feel this presence in, around, and through me, and through all people. There is a power greater than I upon which I may rely. I am relying on this power, and I am letting this intelligence govern and guide me. I am fully aware of the protection of divine love. I lay aside every doubt or fear and gladly enter into the newness of life. I do believe that the Lord is my shepherd. I do believe that he restoreth my soul. I am lovingly aware that the divine presence is not only close to me, it is now only right where I am. It is also within me and what I am. It is in this inner I am, this Spirit of God within me, that is my shepherd. I not only shall not want, but my cup will run over. A table is prepared before me. This is the table that God has spread, and I gratefully acknowledge this divine bounty, this feast of life. For God's abundance is my abundance, His good is my good, and His life is my life now. So many thoughts. So many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. We'll see if I can recapture them as I go through this. And if you can see the little orange tail, Rita's in my lap. Okay. The first thought that occurred to me is, as we take this thought into meditation today, I don't know where these readings come from. I've looked in the book. It doesn't say. They were chosen from among Ernest Holmes' writings. And I think that December was written from his lessons that you could send off for. And in January, I've heard he's mentioned meditations a couple of times. So I'm wondering if maybe these were meditations that he wrote maybe for the Science of Mind magazine. I don't know. I will say that the editor of this book, Kathy Juline, picked really good readings. She did an excellent job of picking these readings. Like Jesse, because Jesse edited a book too where he pulled together readings from Ernest Holmes. And you can tell when people who do this kind of thing really love the people that they're working, because they pick good ones. Okay, so let's get into this, because so many thoughts. He restoreth my soul. The first one being, let's start with the fact that we can't damage the soul because it's not ours. We participate in the soul. We partake of the soul. The soul doesn't belong to us. We can't damage it. That's never, don't ever worry about that. You can't damage the soul. You can't damage the spirit. You can't damage God, because that's where we meet God. So He restoreth my soul is simply our recognition that we are participating in it. It's like, it's saying yes. It is really, that's what it is about. The Lord is my shepherd. I think that that middle line that he left out is I shall not want. He restoreth my soul. We all know that psalm, right? And on demand, I can't recite it. He restoreth my soul. As we take this thought for our meditation today, the Lord is my shepherd, He restoreth my soul. Let us feel that we are one with the divine presence and enter into a conscious communion with it. So he's setting us up for meditation today, meditating on the fact that the Lord is our shepherd, and that it is through Spirit that we restore that soul. We are restoring our consciousness of the connection. We can do nothing about the connection. The connection, it's there, but we can ignore it. So we are consciously entering into communion with it, because it's always there. This is spiritual meditation and affirmation prayer. It was on Sunday, which I apologize for having not got it up on the YouTube channel yet. Hazards of me not having that computer. Jesse went through the steps of treatment, and when you look at the 5 steps of treatment, the first 2 steps are meditation, and the third step is affirmative prayer. There is one life, and that life is my life now. If that is all you do, that is meditation. And then the third step, what we call resolution. The third step, realization. Sorry, it's January. Resolutions are on the brain. Realization. That's affirmative prayer. That is where we are stating to Spirit, this is what we want. So that's how we start out. It is through spiritual meditation that we reach out or in to that divine presence, which has its dwelling place in the sanctuary of our own hearts and is also everywhere. So basically right there, he's saying, where is spirit? Where is your connection to soul? It's within. But God is all around us. So sometimes if we are struggling going this way, we can reach out here. We can reach out to that connection to the divine source outside of ourselves as well. That is one of like a lot of, I'm going to use the word sages, talk about making reconnection with nature, going for a walk in nature to reconnect with that divine soul, to put yourself in that sacred space that is outside of you. So if you are struggling to connect within, you have another option because God is all around you as well. And so if for whatever reason this is not working today, you have other places to go. So, and that's why I got so excited with that line. It is through spiritual meditation that we reach out or in. So if we know that this is the sanctuary. We know that we carry that spark within ourselves. But some days accessing it is a little hard. Well, the good news is God is all around us. So if we're having a little trouble today going in, then we have permission to go without. Find that source without and go there. So, its dwelling place is in the sanctuary of our own hearts, but also everywhere. I'm very excited by that. Okay, so the Lord is my shepherd. He restoreth my soul. Believing that God is everywhere and knowing that the divine life can and does restore my soul. It's really about restoring conscious connection with. I now affirm and deeply accept divine guidance. That's what we're all looking for, divine guidance. I believe that I am sustained by an infinite power, guided by an infinite intelligence, and guarded by an infinite love. So that line right there that I just said is an excellent way to start your day. If you are walking out your door and you are headed into, or even not, if you are going to be on a Zoom meeting and you want an affirmative statement on how you are going to proceed through your day, that is a really good one. I believe that I am sustained by an infinite power, guided by an infinite intelligence, and guarded by an infinite love. That is just a good way to go. And I feel this presence in, around, and through me and through all people. That's the goal. That is the goal. That is the goal, to feel it here, to feel it all around you, and then to see it, to recognize it in other people. Even when they don't recognize it within themselves. One of our jobs is to look in the eyes of others and see God looking back at us, to see Spirit looking back at us, to see that divine love. And to recognize that divine love, because when we see it, it activates, even if they're unaware of it. Try it. You'll like it. There is a power greater than I upon which I rely. I am relying on this power, and I'm letting this intelligence govern and guide me. I am fully aware of the protection of divine love. Okay. I lay aside every doubt or fear and gladly enter into the newness of life. I lay aside every doubt and fear. And he says it frequently. I lay aside doubt and fear. Because we have been, and I'm going to use the word indoctrinated with doubt and fear. Unfortunately, I mean, God, for Pete's sakes, look at advertising, especially if you're a woman. It's constantly around us. So if you are constantly having to lay it aside, that's okay. You are aware of it, and you are laying it aside. And the more you lay it aside, the more practice you have at that, the easier it'll get. I do believe that the Lord is my shepherd. I do believe that he restoreth my soul. I am lovingly aware that the divine presence is not only close to me, it is now only right where I am. That's an awkward sentence, Ernest. That is an awkward sentence. Okay. So I'm lovingly aware of the divine presence close to me, and I am aware that it is all that there is. The divine presence, that's it. That's all around me. Which sometimes when you look around you go, not so sure about this. So then make your environment reflect that. Okay. Let's see. It is this inner I am, the Spirit of God within me, that is my shepherd. I not only shall not want, but my cup will run over. He's talked about the cup of acceptance. He's already talked about it this year, and I know he's talked about it he'll talk about it more than once over the year. So it's like when I'm consciously aware of the divine presence, then my cup will runneth over. Does it run over with stuff? No, because that's not what we're after. That's what we call a side benefit. All right? But it will run over in that feeling of love, that feeling of I can do anything, that feeling of I got this. And I've got this because I'm not by myself. I'm not alone. I have this amazing silent partner that is gifting me with all of the power that I need to do whatever it is that I am doing. A table is prepared before me. This is the table that God has spread, and I gratefully acknowledge this divine bounty, this feast of life. Does your life feel like a feast? And if not, what steps can you take to make it feel that way? And one of them is conscious union. Conscious union. Unifying with that one power, recognizing that that is where your soul comes from. Recognizing that you are not a single individual soul, but you are partaking of a great and amazing soul. For God's abundance is my abundance. His good is my good. His life is my life now. How many times have you heard Reverend Jesse say, that life is my life now? That's what we're talking about. That is what Ernest teaches. That life, that divine life, that is the life we are living. Are we living up to it? And it doesn't mean we have to go out and do grand things. All it means is we have to be ourselves. We get to show up, and we get to do, and we get to do all the amazing little things that we are that make us who we are. Whatever it is. It's not grand gestures. It's the little things that make up life. And that is us living God's life. All right. So many thoughts. Okay. I don't know if I got them all, but I'm going to move into the process of my day. But our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to enter into conscious communion with the divine presence. It's our mission every day. But today, explicitly stated, that's our mission. As always, I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like to you. The more loving, kind, and compassionate you are with yourself, the more loving, kindness, and compassion you will have for the world. And the world needs that. The world always needs that. It is the gift that we can bring to the world. And it starts by giving it to ourselves. And I encourage you, as always, to do something to engage your mind and your body today. I don't know where you are, but it's in the 60s out there. It is really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed the run today. It was a little damp, but we got some rain coming, which is a good thing. I enjoy the rain. So it might even be a nice enough day to open your windows. But whether you open your windows or not, I do encourage you, please get some fresh air. Get some natural light on your face. Feel that connection. Recognize that God is everywhere around us. And open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you, you live in heaven now. You are a beloved child of Spirit in whom Spirit is well pleased. Always. This is our state of grace. All right. I think it's Tuesday. So Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And as I have started to remind you, I am moving these daily readings to a YouTube channel. Not the Creative Life one that I'm doing the live stream on, but I'm moving them to the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel. I am organizing them in playlists so that when I do finish this, which I'll finish this in March, if you want to go back and look at any of these and have these readings again and my thoughts on them, they will be available and relatively easy to find. So please feel free to go and look that up because in April I intend to start a new book. All right? So do what you need to do to make it a fantastic day. Have a wonderful day, beloveds.